But what I'm going to get started with is the management of Salasar Techno. Mr. Shashank Agarwal, the MD at Salasar Techno Engineering, joins us on the show to talk to us about their latest order win. Hi Shashank, good to have you on the show. So I understand it's a 360 crore order win coming in, but talk to me about the latest demand trends on the ground. Which are the segments which are driving your growth? Is it the telecom sector? Is it the transmission lines? Is it prefab buildings for the smart city, etc.?
Good morning, and thanks to have me with you. To be honest, all the sectors wherever we are on a, happen to be in a very sweet position. And basically, we are infrastructure providers, and all the sectors at the moment in the infrastructure sector are doing good, whether it is telecom sector or power transmission lines or power distribution or railway electrification or the heavy steel structure division wherein we are manufacturing bridges. So this particular order is for distribution sector, power distribution sector, and especially part of RDSS, which is revamping of distribution sector to reduce the transmission and distribution losses. We are already working. We already have orders of almost 750 crores. We're working in 4 districts of UP, and this is an order from Tamil Nadu. We have also participated in some more tenders in Tamil Nadu in the similar sector. And, overall, everything is positive for us in terms of the order books, in terms of the execution, in terms of the future growth, in terms of the revenues coming in year or the year after.
Shashank, what kind of growth are we talking about? What's the visibility from your clients which you are getting? Can you guide us about 12-24 months? What kind of growth are we talking about?
Oh, okay, so we've been growing pretty decently, at least 10 to 12% on a CAGR basis. And this year, again, we would like to grow at 20% compared to what we were at last year, and maybe another 20-25% thereafter. I mean, the story should go on for next few years. Being the very stable government now expected again in 2024 after the current win in the local elections in states, India is poised for a very, very high growth, and the dream of a 5 trillion economy of our respected Prime Minister might be, reached even earlier, and we are going to be part of it as a major infrastructure providers.
Okay, point taken. But I see that exports still forms a very small portion of your revenue, just about 3%. Is this something that can be a big contributor going forward, or you're focusing on the domestic demand, which is enough right now, and that's why export is not in the order book so much?
So domestic demand, of course, is very, very, strong. And of course, more than 95% of the business is exports, is domestic at the moment. We do have a export order book also for telecom. This year, it is less compared to last year. But this year, we have also got 2 projects overseas for, again, power distribution and power transmission, which would give us some sort of revenues of export this year also. So next quarter, we'll be seeing some better numbers for exports. But of course, all said and done, domestic demand is something which is very buoyant. And we are focusing on more domestic markets rather than exports.
Sure, makes sense. But what about the margins? From those 10% plus kind of levels, it's dipped to around 10%. Would you call it like 1 quarter volatility, and the long-term average for margins will still be double digit?
See, we are an infrastructure company. I mean, we are not into a rocket science or a IT company or a chemical company where basically our costs are very transparent with the customers, and competition being there, it's all about volume games. And we have been maintaining EBITDA margins of 9 to 10% on an average. Depending on quarter to quarter, the numbers might change. But yes, anything between 9.5 to 10% is something which is sustainable on a long term.
Okay, point taken. But I also wanted to get a sense from you as to what's happening with the rest of the business as well. Because overall, if I look at it, of course, you have a lot of dependency in terms of raw material from other segments as well. Talk to me about how are you managing the entire raw material risk right now in terms of the price volatility?
Well, see, most of the orders, wherever we have, orders, whether they're from government or from the private sector, it works, in different ways. In all the government orders, we have a price variation clause. And depending upon the timelines of the project being executed and the material being supplied, the price variation clauses apply. And if that's how we are insulated from, to a certain extent, from the fluctuations in the raw material prices. And similarly, for the domestic orders in the private sector like telecom, we have a price variation clause wherein we have prices with our customers varying every month. So depending upon the commodity prices for that particular period, the prices are decided upon, and or any ups and downs are passed on.
Last question before I let you go. You said that it's all about the volume game in the industry. So are you geared up to deal with that volume? You're saying that the domestic scenario is quite robust. Your capacity utilization and the capacity right now is enough, or you're taking a CAPEX plan?
No, of course, we are all set for that. We have just, commissioned our new galvanizing plant, and the capacity is almost double. And the utilization of that, once it happens, the volumes can be catered to. It's not a problem. We're all set. We don't want to do any further CAPEX at the moment. It's the only recent CAPEX has been enough, for doing the volumes, whatever we are expecting in next few months or years. Yeah.
Shashank, on that note, we let you go. All the best for your business.